today on Divorce Court.
We got married, and I thought that it was going to be a lot more than what it is.
I feel like I don't have a voice in my own marriage. I feel like I'm not even the man in my own house.
My biggest pet peeve with Mark is that he's inconsistent in providing for his family and being a good husband.
I would like for her to speak to me honestly, and I feel like she's being dishonest about her feelings towards me.
I want to love my husband just as much as he loves me. I want to be in competition. I want to see who can outlove who.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Lena Turner and Mark Turner. The two of you have been married for 6 years. You do not have any children together. Mrs. Turner, I'm not quite sure what you're looking for. You have an extensive list of economic desires here, but you want me to award it to you and then take him back. But if I don't get it, you don't get it, you're going to leave him. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, Ms. Turner, why don't you tell me why we're here? What's been going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am torn. When I got married to my best friend, I thought it was going to be forever. Since then, I realized that it's not. He has cheated. He has not provided for me financially, and I'm torn.
Well, let's talk about the cheating first. Did he cheat just once, or was it multiple times?
As of that I know of, it's been multiple times, at least 4 times.
Okay, tell me the circumstances. What happened?
The first time, it was before we got married. He told me 4 days before we got married that he cheated.
I didn't know we were going to get married at that time.
Oh, excuse me? You said you didn't know at the time that you were going to get married?
I mean, I didn't know that we were going to get married right then.
How did that happen? I mean, how did you not know when you were going to get married?
I asked her to marry me, but my plan was to wait a couple years to get my stuff together because I didn't want to be living off of her, as she says. But she convinced me that...
To get married right now?
She said if we didn't do it now, we weren't going to do it. Okay. It wasn't going to happen. That's what she said.
That's what she said. So then you confessed to what you had done, and then you guys went on and got married. Okay. Thank you for that clarification, Ms. Turner.
Honor,
when was the next time?
That was totally not true. He asked me, he told me he cheated as soon as we got there. We went on vacation, took him to Vegas for his birthday. We got there Sunday night. He confessed to me Sunday night. He asked me to marry him Tuesday night. We got married Thursday night. Okay. All right. Well, okay, so you got married. When was the next cheat? The next cheating that I know of was within our first year.
What happened?
I was getting text messages from women telling me that my husband was cheating, that he was going to use me, he was no good. And I would bring it to Mr. Turner, and he would tell me, oh, they're just upset, they're just mad because he's not with them anymore. So I kind of believed that he was my husband. I wanted to believe him. So as that went on, I'm sorry?
I'm gonna give you a chance to respond. So did you confirm any of those emails? Did you?
At that point in time, it was just emails. It was just speculation. I didn't have any proof.
Then what happened?
My proof came in when he went out of town for a little while. He came back. He confessed to me that he cheated again. And at this time, he kind of confessed about all the other ones also. And I was more upset because he did not use protection that time. Which at that time, I'm like, okay, we're married. So I feel like I'm putting my life in your hands. Right. So while you cheating with somebody not using protection, you're putting my life in jeopardy. And I feel like that was totally uncalled for.
Mr. Turner, is that accurate, or do you have another?
That's true.
All of that is true?
That's true.
All of that is true. Why, did you not want to be married? I mean, because it seems to be a consistent behavior pattern on your part.
What she doesn't want everybody to know is that every time something was going on between us, as far as me leaving or anything like that, she let me know verbally every time that she was ready for it to be over, or we need a divorce, or you can just go.
So what you're saying is you guys were on a break every time that you had sex with other women?
Yeah, except for maybe that once.
Except for maybe
when I came back from Tennessee, maybe I didn't take myself seriously. I blame all that on myself. It was foolish behavior, completely.
And I understand once he gave you an STD. Is that accurate?
No, he did not give me an STD, but there was a fear of one, which is the situation where he cheated without protection.
I just thought, I was afraid that
you may have contracted something and you told her.
Yeah.
But I felt like he didn't tell me until he had to.
Why did you keep taking him back every time he cheated? I don't understand that.
Your Honor, I tried counseling, and one of the things in counseling we talked about was divorce is not an option. And I felt like, over time that we were going to work through these issues. I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to lie and say that I am. And I know there's some things I had to change within myself, so I feel like there were some things that he needed to change within himself also. And by doing that, giving him time was going to give me time to get myself together too.
Mr. Turner, you have anything you want to say about what's been said so far? Or what is your view on why the relationship is so fractured at this point?
At this point, I believe it's just because of too much of what I've done to her. I kind of look at it like this is the cause and effect thing. This is the reality of what I've created in my marriage by being dishonest and not just not listening to her and just handling my business and letting
very insightful, Mr.
letting
Turner.
her go through whatever she needs to go through. But I need to be a man, so I can't just take risks like that. I can't just gamble every time something doesn't go.
If something doesn't go right, go have sex with another woman, and you need to get past. That's so very insightful, Mr. Turner. I mean, I'm not applauding the behavior, but I do applaud the wisdom that you see. Do you believe that you're in a position to change how you conduct your business when things get funky so you don't run off?
I have changed.
How long have you been a good dude?
I'll be going on 2 years now.
2 years?
Yeah, almost 2 years now. I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
But my understanding is
sure,
that not only is it the women, you believe that she's just taking advantage of you and living off of you economically. So I want to address that situation. In any given month, how much does he typically contribute to the household finances?
None.
That's a lot.
Has that been true throughout the entire 6 years, or?
He may work a couple 10 jobs throughout the year, but he has not consistently worked in 6 years.
So, Ms. Turner, why do you say you believe he's using you for your money?
Well, Your Honor, I come from a long line of providers. My father was a provider. My mother worked, she provided. My brothers provide. I believe in providing. And I thought that when I got married to my best friend, that he would meet me on my level, or at least rise up to my level in a sense of being, working consistently, taking care of business. And if I'm already doing good, I feel like us together, we should be able to do great.
Mm-hmm. What has he failed to do?
Work consistently, Your Honor. He has really not held on a job no more than really, I could say, 6 weeks.
In any given month, how much does he typically contribute to the household finances?
None.
That's a lot.
Has that been true throughout the entire 6 years, or?
He may work a couple 10 jobs throughout the year, but he has not consistently worked in 6 years.
Okay, Mr. Turner, I take it you don't agree with that. Why don't you tell me what your economic history
I haven't
has
consistently worked, and I have, I suffer from depression and stuff, and I have my foolishness that I've recognized, but every time I worked and every time I got paid, did I not give you my check?
Now,
Give
Mr.
you my
Turner,
money?
talk to me. Tell me.
I gave her everything I had. I always did. And if I didn't have anything for her birthday or whatever, I would go out and do whatever I had to do to get it, because I just didn't want to come to her about anything as far as money. After time, I didn't want anything from her anymore.
Everybody got to work.
No, I understand that.
You know,
That's what I'm saying.
And I understand that she's giving you pressure and all that. We're going to talk about that.
I'm not blaming
I'm
it
just
on her.
trying to get the facts on what the economic situation is from your side.
I'm not
Do
blaming
you
it
work
on her.
6 months a year? Do you have a profession? Do you work? What is it?
Well, I'm a maintenance and janitorial guy, but I don't understand that. She says I don't give her anything. I give her everything I got. I don't.
Are you
I'm not
working
consistent
currently?
because of my foolishness.
Yeah.
I'm just not. My depression gets to me, and it makes me make stupid decisions. I'm not gonna.
Are you aware that he suffers from depression?
Yes, I do. I'm aware of that, and I have discussed with him several times about getting counseling for it or seeing a doctor about it, because I also deal with depression. but I can't use it as a crutch. I have to keep pushing. I can't tell the
don't
light
use it as a
company.
crutch.
Let me ask you, Mr. Turner. Listen, have you seen somebody about it? The depression?
No, I'm afraid of them just giving me pills.
I'm telling you, just on the general, go see somebody.
I realize that now, but at the time, being married to her, it's so much consistent. You have to be this way. You're not this way. You're not this way. You're not this way.
I believe you.
And I think that I just want to hurry up and get a solution to everything all the time, and I don't have any of them.
I got you.
So that's probably my
And that's
biggest
what I
thing.
want to talk about now is how verbally combative she can be.
I'll be in the next room.
And she'll text
and
you.
I'll say, hey, what you watching? Yeah. Hey, what you watching? I'm watching Divorce Court. Okay, and I'll go to the next room and it's a text. If you're not going to man up, you need to get out of my house. Or you need to be a real man, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll go in the next room. Hey, it's this bipolar person, this other person.
Is Lena more frustrated with Mark's cheating or his unemployment? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/divorce court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court.
So, Mr. Turner, you've alluded to it, but I want you to tell me the kinds of things she says and does that you consider verbally abusive.
She's very condescending in everything she says, and I try to explain that to her. It's basically, she constantly reminds me what she does for me and what she's bought and what I don't and what I haven't. It's a constant thing. It could be a TV show we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I wish my husband would do that, or my husband should be doing that consistently, or I wish, she likes to point out other people's examples, like
why can't you be like him?
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
He got her a house, and
Right.
he got her a car, and it's always a comparison. It's a lot of that, and it makes me feel like I'm not who she wants.
Right.
I'm not my character isn't enough.
Yeah, you also say she says things like calls you these and that you're not a man. I mean, does she really go there?
She sent me a text one night. Because she likes to text. She doesn't like to talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in the next room.
And she'll text
and
you.
I'll say, hey, what you watching? Yeah. Hey, what you watching? I'm watching Divorce Court. Okay, and I'll go to the next room and it's a text. If you're not going to man up, you need to get out of my house. Or you need to be a real man, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll go in the next room. Hey, it's this bipolar person, this other person
Right.
that I deal with. And I don't know,
Is it constant?
It's all the time. I can feel her looking at me a certain way. I can feel it when I walk in the house. I can feel that there's no respect for me.
Mr. Stearns, what do you have to say about what he just said?
At that particular time, I was fed up. He's right. I do prefer to text versus talking, because when I talk to Mr. Turner, he usually overtalks me. He likes to yell, scream, and do all of this, and I don't like that. I don't
She
like
sits in silence.
Stop.
the yelling and the screaming. That always makes me nervous. I don't like that. When you talk to me, I'm an adult, you're an adult, I'm not your child. Let's have a conversation.
But do you write him?
I can say that I do have expectations. Now, in the same token, I have expectations. I am willing to give 100% of myself in order to help him reach his expectations. I didn't say you're a bum, get out, until I've given you 25,000 chances for you to get yourself together. Mm-hmm. And instead of you doing that, you're out hanging with your cousins, or you're out hanging out with your friends. How can you trust somebody when they're showing you they're untrustworthy?
Right.
So when you're telling me, I'm telling you.
Was he working when you married him?
My nerves, yeah.
How was I working
But he
your
didn't
nerves?
have a job, though, right?
How was I working
He
your nerves?
did
You
not
asked
have
me
a
to move in
job,
with you.
but I do feel like because
Was he living? And he was living with his mom, right?
in her basement, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I wasn't looking for
What
nowhere
did
to
that
live.
tell you?
Well, he's my best friend, so I know what he's done. I say that.
You got a thing.
Yeah, I know.
You got a thing.
I know.
And and I don't like it, and I'm gonna tell you what it is.
What was the brightest red flag about Mark that Lena missed? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I understand what's happening on both sides of the table. I looked at your paperwork and I didn't think I was going to, I thought I was going to be really hot angry with you and feel sorry for you, but that's not kind of what happened. And let me tell you why. You keep talking, you know, you have this bit of a superiority thing going on over there. And you went and found a guy in the basement of his mom's house and you brought, and it's like, now you've got to attain the potential that I have, and you kind of look down on him a little bit. And I think that you get the guy you pick, not the one you want him to become. So whatever your family is and whatever your upbringing is, if you want that kind of dude, you gotta find that dude in that environment. You know, wedding ring is not a fix-a-dude kit. It's just, it's hooking you up to the dude that you picked. And this is the dude that you picked. Now, that don't mean it's right to cheat on people.
No.
I don't know what's up with that. If you weren't ready to get married, you should have stayed home with mom. But, you know, you can't. And when you cheat on somebody and then you're not paying any bills, she feels like nothing. She feels like she's supporting a guy who's just running the streets, and then she gets angry, and then she hollers at you, and then, you know, and then it becomes a vicious cycle of putting you down, then you feel worse. I believe you're suffering from depression. The worse you feel, the less you do, the more women you run after, the worse she feels, and then it's all over and over and over again. If you two, you said in your paperwork, this was deep. You took her Lexus.
Yeah.
And you got the Honda.
Yes, ma'am.
But what you want him to do is bring back the Lexus. You also want him to pay for the Honda, and you want him to pay $6,375 for the past rent, 425 months for future rent, and then you'll take him back. That's what you said. How much sense does that make?
Your Honor, I'm just telling you that I want my car back. And the Honda, when he bought it, when we purchased it, we sat in the dealership and he said, I'm buying you this car. I'm paying the note for you for this car. He was working he was about to start a job, and it's what he told me, or I would not have got the car. I had a Lexus that I paid for I paid for that.
Well, let me ask you, my question is this. Are you divorcing him or not?
Yes.
Nope.
Do you want to save this thing or not?
I can't save what she doesn't want. I can't save something she doesn't want. I can't keep that. If she's not going to respect me as a man, as a person, there's no point in us being together, whether she thinks little of me or not. What do you want me for?
But as you say that I mistreat you, I don't respect you. I've loved you. I've been loyal. I've been faithful.
What's the difference between love and respect?
Hey. You guys are talking past one another. And you've got a lot of issues that you need to deal with on your own. She's hurt, and she's dealing with that hurt. Let me tell you something about what marriage is. And when you get divorced, you divide the property up. It doesn't matter who made what. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I'm saying? He does have the right to have a car.
But if I had the Lexus before we got married?
You have to return the Lexus to it. The rest of this stuff you guys are going to have to work out, through a mediator. Because it's too much for me. I don't have the time. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you're going to leave anyway.
Well, he's already left.
He's already left?
He's left. He's been gone for months.
Within 30 days of today, you're going to have to return the Lexus to her, or we're going to charge you the fair market value of that Lexus. I had it looked up beforehand, the Blue Book 03 Lexus ES 300, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
$3,200. So within 30 days, you either give her the Lexus back or $3,200. It is so ordered.
After this divorce, I'm going to continue school, and I'm going to continue taking care of me.
My depression really did a lot of damage to my marriage, but I believe that Lena already knew about it. I thought she was ready to deal with it with me.